Good afternoon from Port St. Lucie. This is Professor Tefero for Lesson 12 of Indian history. And today's lesson focuses on the modern commerce of India and the leader of the Indian people in the 21st century, Moti, M-O-T-I. Modi has been very effective as a both political and economic leader of India, and has led the development of India into the 21st century as an economic power, both in Asia and the world. Modi does not believe in military solutions or expansionism, but he believes in the development of domestic economics, which is a very important factor here. How did Modi succeed in bringing India from post-Gandhi doldrums to a modern powerhouse of economic activity? Well, one of the first things we can do is look at some of the major areas of the Indian economy that have made India such a powerhouse. Among them is pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals is a billion-dollar industry that has grown over the last decade in India, and they tend to make the cheapest, most effective, low-cost drugs on the market in the world. No one is even close. So that means that if you want to get inexpensive drugs from Walmart, they're most likely packaged and exported to the United States from India. They take the cheapest ingredients, they take the cheapest labor market that they have, and they put these two things together as long as the content is effective. For example, you don't have to have rocket science to get rid of a headache. There are basic pills for headaches, and the Indian pharmaceuticals produce these pills by the billions for the lowest labor cost and marketing and sales in the world. No one can compete with them. There is absolutely no one who can compete with them. So, other than your basic, drugs that are available on the market, they also have specialized drugs which are also within the price range of the average person, whereas if they're produced in other countries, they might be too expensive, especially in the drug companies within the United States. Drug companies in the United States generally tend to charge 5 to 10 times the price of Indian drug companies' products. And I don't know if this is by accident or by design, but the bottom line is the drugs from India are just as good or almost as good as the American drugs that cost 5 to 10 times as much to buy in the US. You might have trouble obtaining these drugs because they don't have the approval of the FDA, but if you're able to obtain these drugs, you're going to pay a fraction of the cost of the American drug system. So, other than the pharmaceutical companies, the Indian economy has also developed tech, and they have developed tech better than their arch rivals in Asia, which would be China and Japan, because they have an advantage over China and Japan that those two countries don't have. And that is an understanding of the native language of English. Because the British dominated India for 250 years, they forced English down the throats of the Indians for 250 years, and now everybody in India speaks English. And this helps immensely when it comes to the labor market and the production of goods within the country. In international trade, it is easier for India to do international trade because of their knowledge of Western languages such as English, and in competition with China and Japan, who have to relearn English from a either native speaker or even a domestic speaker within their own countries. So this is a major advantage for the Indian economy as well. Modi has taken these two advantages and parlayed them into an economic powerhouse that is currently doing very well in the Asian markets. So that pretty much wraps up our analysis of Indian history, as overview of Indian history. And we hope that you have learned something more about India that you didn't know in the past. Until next time, this is Professor Tefero from Port St. Lucie, wishing you all a happy and healthy day. Take care.